Hi, welcome to episode 94 of the Passionate Spinner podcast. My name is Tracy. You can find me as Schnüffeltier on Ravelry and Instagram. There's a Ravelry group. Please come over and join. You can find all the information about our ongoing VKNs, that's virtual knit nights, over there. And if you're interested in joining one, just check out the thread in the Ravelry group and we can make that work. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really appreciative of everyone who's here. And I also reached over 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, and that's just amazing. So thank you so much to everyone who subscribed to my podcast and to everyone who watches. I'm very happy that you're here. So what I'm wearing today, it's exciting, it's so exciting. It's the first finished sweater for the year, and it is my hand-spun yarn. So I'm going to stand up and show you. This is what it looks like. This is the Sabrina sweater. That's what I called it because it's from a German knitting magazine called Sabrina. It is seamed. This is why the stripes are different. This is what the back looks like. So I'm very, very happy with this sweater. I had to do a lot of modifications, a lot of thinking, and a lot of changing because I was very, very short on yarn. When I finished, I had this much left between my two sleeve bind-offs. So I decided that I'm going to do an extra video after this podcast is done and explain everything that I changed, the math behind it, and just, how this sweater came to life. And I decided to do that in an extra video so that everyone who's interested in that can watch it, and everyone who isn't won't shut this video off because, this is going to take a while to talk you through. So I have decided to do it that way. What I'm going to talk about, of course, this is my knitting in the past. I started this sweater on January 1st, and then I knit like a mad woman for 12 days. And I had it done until here, and I needed to knit the sleeves. And then my arms started to hurt. I got problems in my shoulders, and the pain from the shoulders radiated down into my arms, and I thought it was a beginning tendonitis, so I stopped knitting on it. Just put it away and ignored it for a while. And then I took it back out last weekend on Saturday, and I finished it on Saturday. I did all the knitting that had to be done still on Saturday, and I seamed it and wove in the ends, washed and blocked it on Sunday. So this sweater took a total of 14 days to finish. I mean, it did take 6 weeks, but within those 6 weeks, I didn't work on it for 4 weeks. So I worked on it exactly 14 days. And I know that because I have the Strickplaner that Martina Behm did this year. And I didn't bring it, but I am crossing the days off for the projects that I'm working on the project. So I know exactly how long it takes me to finish this in real knitting time, So yeah, I'm just so happy with it. The yarn is, like I said, it's my hand spun. It's a combo spin that I did 2 years ago. And it's mainly hedgehog fibers. A lot of the fiber was with flax and linen. And that is just not so nice to spin. I don't enjoy that. So I think I had 4 braids from hedgehog fibers, 2 with linen, 2 without, and 1 braid from Juno Fiber Arts, who is out of business and has been for 2 years or so. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. If you do not know what combo spinning is, I do have a bonus episode up on this channel, so please go check that one out. And yeah, so I'm so happy with this. I'm going to show you the original. This is the sweater that I knit. I did not do this ribbing on the sleeves because I didn't want to. And the magazine is Sabrina Strickjournal. That's the word. Number 1, 2018. It looks like this. You can only get it from the publishers now because it has been, there have been 2 more editions out since, so you can't get this at your local news agents anymore. I used US 6 and 8 needles. That's a 4 and a 5 millimeter, and I used Diacrafts interchangeables, which are my absolute favorite needles. So I think that's all that I can say about this. I used up all the yarn, absolutely everything. And it just, thanks to the blocking, my sleeves are nice and long. Before the blocking, they were here. So they looked like I outgrew my sweater. So I'm quite happy that the blocking changed that. Okay, that's enough about the sweater. I'm going to talk about everything else in the extra video. For knitting in the present, I have 2 more sweaters that I'm working on. First off is the Flex Light by Tin Can Knits. I showed this a few times now. I'm knitting this with Fana Wolle Baby Merino. I did not bring the yarn and I did not bring a tag because I bound off the body, and it fits great. It looks great. I just love these colors so much. The only problem that I had 4 skeins of this yarn, which yardage wise is enough. But the color repeat is so long that I had to wind off a lot of yarn between in between the skeins, you know, when I had to attach a new skein. So yardage wise, I have enough for both sleeves, but not color repeat wise. So I went to my local yarn shop where I got the yarn, and she has every color of this yarn left, except for the one that I need. So she contacted her contact at Fana Wolle. They're trying to find a skein, and if she doesn't, I have to order one from on the internet. I can still get it there because this is a color from last year, and they don't do it anymore. So I want to find a new skein, another skein to finish both sleeves because I really want it to be long sleeved, you know, and yeah. So that's what's going on. I have put the needles, the sleeves back on needles because I wanted to try it on. And I did try it on and I really like it. The only thing that I have to change for another version, because I want to make this a million times in different yarns, I am going to change something about the neckline because it is very high and very restraining. I'm going to possibly cast on for a size for a size larger for the neckline and do a bit of shorter shaping to get the neck to come up so the front can come down. And then I'm just gonna go to the numbers for the size that I need. And what I also will do is in the side, or at the side, from about here, so about 18 centimeters from the armhole, I'm going to increase a few stitches just to make it a bit wider at the bottom because, you know, I stood up a few minutes ago. I'm smaller at the top than I am at the bottom, so I need my sweaters to be that as well, to really look nice, because this is not too tight around the bust and the waist, but it does get tighter around the tummy, and I just don't enjoy that all that much. So for my next version, I'm just going to increase a few stitches in the sides, and that's not a problem. For the sleeves, I have put them on 16-inch circulars. These are Knit Pro Symphony with the short tips, or so I thought. This one is, and it is the correct size, so I can just start knitting on it. This one here is a fixed one, so when I wanted to screw off the tips and put on the ends, I couldn't, so I did put on this little thing from Clover that I've had for years, so the stitches can't come off. So yeah, I'm going to work on the sleeves for this sweater very soon because I want to have it finished. And I really hope that my local yarn shop can get me another skein of the yarn because I really, really want it to have long sleeves. And yeah, if she can't get it, I'm going to have to order it. I'm going to find it somewhere. And it's, yeah, it's just gorgeous. I love the colors so much. This is so much me. And it's also very much in a way. Okay, I'm going to put it here. And then the exciting new thing. It's Olympics time, which means it's Revelenics time. And I got asked by my friend Terry if I would do the Revelenics, and I hadn't really thought about it because it just totally escaped my mind that there were Olympics going on. So when he told me that they were going to happen, I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'm going to join. So what I decided on is this sweater. It's called Nook. It's by Jonna Hietala. It's from the first edition of Len magazine. And as you can see, it's a plain stockinette sweater with short sleeves in a worsted weight. which is a good idea, you know, if you want to finish something in the time frame. And I think I might finish this today. I started it on Sunday, so if I finish it today, it took me all of 5 days to make this sweater. Again, it's my hand spun, and again, I'm a bit short on yarn. Well, not really. I have 7 meters more than the pattern calls for, but you know, that's just... So the pattern has you do the sweater first, and then the neck and the sleeve cuffs, of course. I decided when I, before I started the last skein of yarn, to do the neckline and the sleeve cuffs first, so I can just use up all the yarn for the rest of the sweater. So here it is. This is it. This is my nook. This is another hand spun. It was not a combo spin like this. This is a traditional and true 3-ply. And I spun up 3 different braids, so it is kind of a combo spin, but not the way I normally do them. I spun up 3 different braids of fiber, and I just plied them together. And one of them was a solid minty green. The other one was white and gray. And the third one was like very light blue, yellow, and white. So kind of boring. So what I decided to do is one of the braids I just broke every now and then and put in a little pink strip of fiber. A little bit of pink, different shades of pink and different shades of purple to make it a bit more interesting. And you can see there's just a little bit of those colors shining through. And I think that was a good idea. So I have done everything up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to knit until I run out of yarn. And then I'm going to bind off. This is on a 5mm needle. That's a US 8. I'm using Knitter's Pride Dreams. That's the word. Knitter's Pride Dreams needles. Here they are. For the ribbing, I used up here a Die Crafts needles. And for the sleeves, I used DPNs. And it's super simple. I mean, you know, it's a stockinette sweater in the round on 5mm needles. So of course it is flying. It's really flying. And I think it's going to be really nice. And this is what I want to wear at Edinburgh Yarn Fest for one of the days. And I have a whole outfit planned around this sweater. I'm going to sew up a Hollyburn skirt and a gray needle cord to go with this. And I am going to sew a button-down blouse shirt thing in a purple to go underneath this. And I think that's going to look really nice. I hope it will. If not, I'm still going to wear it. So you will see this if you're in Edinburgh. And yeah, this is what I have left of the yarn. I think I can go another 5 centimeters in stockinette and then do 5 centimeters of the rib, and then I'm done. I explained on the flex light that I wished I had done some increases. I did for this one. It doesn't call for increases. It's just straight down, which is great if you're not a pair. I'm a pair. So if I do straight down, it's going to be either loose on the top and fitted at the bottom, or fitted on top and, you know, not nice at the bottom. So I have increased some stitches in the side, as you can see here, just a little bit. I increased 6 stitches on each side, and I think that's going to be enough just to give it a bit more room. So, and yeah, that's all I can say about this. It's super nice, super easy to make, and the pattern is easy and very short, but you know, it has all the essentials. So I'm enjoying this. Like I said, I want to finish it today so I can go back to all my other things, and I have my Edinburgh Yarn Fest sweater finished ahead of time. So yeah, I'm just very happy with this. I think it's nice. It's nice. I'm not quite sure if the color is really me, but I think with the purple shirt underneath, it's going to look great. So it will be okay. That is it for knitting in the present. These are the only 2 projects, you know, stockinette sweaters. I want to change that in the future because I want to knit all the sweaters still. If you watch my video, I want to knit all the sweaters, and I found 2 more sweaters that I want to make since then. So For knitting in the future, I want to go back to my piece of silver sweater. That's a stockinette stitch sweater. But I've started it. I knit all the turtleneck. I just want to get started on that for real because I did only the turtleneck so far. So that is what I want to go back to as my easy reading knit, because I knit while I read. And the other thing that's going to be a bit more complicated, I want to knit the Zweig by Caitlin Hunter. And I just had the perfect yarn combination for it in my stash that I had actually planned on doing another breathing space with. But I already have one breathing space and I have one on the needles, and that would have been my third version. So I decided to use it for the Zweig instead. And I did not bring the yarn, but you can check out my Instagram. It is there. So you can see it there. These are the two things that I have definitely for knitting in the future. Go back to the piece of silver and start the Zweig. I do not have spinning. I had all the intentions to spin because I really want to get the orange stuff done. But I cut my thumb when I bake bread, you know. I cut the bread so it looks nice in the end. And when I cleaned the razor blade that I'm using for that, I really cut my thumb. And I can spin with every finger bandaged, not a problem. The only finger that I need to be working perfectly is this thumb. And that's the one that I cut, so I couldn't spin. It is healing, but it's still, you know, there's a little bit of skin that's just not attached. So I can't spin because that would snag on the fiber all the time and it would hurt. And I don't want to do that. So until my finger is completely healed, there will be no spinning. Now for new stuff. I have a few things for new stuff. And the first thing, I'm not even sure if I dare say, is yarn from my friend Sandra from Kunterbunte Wolle. If you watched my sweater plans video, I think I have 6 or 7 sweaters planned out of her yarn. And I cannot not get it. When I see the stuff that she makes, I just have to have it. And I got 2 skeins of yarn from her, and I already have another plan, another sweater planned out of this. I'm going to knit the Water Lily that was in Pom Pom magazine a few years ago, and it's a top. It's just a nice summer top that's stockinette at the bottom and the lace pattern up here. And I'm going to use these 2 skeins of yarn from my friend Sandra because they are perfect. They are green and they're beautiful and they are very me. And yeah, this is going to be a Water Lily top from Pom Pom magazine. I just cannot not get stuff from her. And here is her label. Kunterbunte Wolle. Her shop is on Etsy. I am going to, if I don't forget, I hopefully will not forget, I'm going to put a link in the Ravelry group. So, and I have put it already in a Ziploc bag. It just needs to get a pattern attached to it so I can, you know, start working on it. And then I got some more yarn because yesterday we took Tim to his first dentist appointment because he has all his teeth now. And when I asked my dentist when it was time for me to come and take the kid in, he said when he has all his teeth, we're going to check. So he has all his teeth. We went to the dentist. It was amazing. He was so sweet. I mean, both were sweet. The dentist was really sweet with the kid, and Tim just sat there like a squirrel in the headlights and just did everything he was told. So it was amazing. And after that, I went to my local yarn shop because I wanted to remind her of this yarn. And you know, when you're in a yarn shop, you're gonna get yarn. So I did. I got 6 skeins of this yarn. It's online Linie 292. And it is a bulky weight single that glitters a bit. And I got, like I said, 6 skeins of this yarn. It was the last 6 skeins of this color because I really wanted to have more, because I really, really, really want to knit a sweater or a around the house cardigan, you know, just one throw on and just snuggle up in. So I went online, not the online yarn company, you know, online to the interwebs, and I found a shop that has the exact same yarn, and I got 7 more skeins. So that makes for 13 skeins, and that should be enough for around the house cardigan. So yes, I have this 6 skeins. They were on sale, so let's just say I'm going to have a finished cardigan for under 35 euros in the end. And that's amazing. And the yarn is really nice, so why not? And the other thing that I have for new stuff is a lot of books. I received the newest Pom Pom magazine in the mail 2 days ago, I think. It looks like this. I flipped through. I really like the sweater from the cover. I'm not sure if I would do it the way they are doing it, but I like the sweater from the cover. It's by Isabel Kremer. And I also really like the sweater in here from Amy Christophers. Amy Christophers. It looks like this. And I'm going to show you another page of pictures because I really like it. It's knit sideways, which I haven't done in a while. I've knit some sideways sweaters before, but yeah. So I really like this one. So yeah, new Pom Pom magazine. I love Pom Pom. I have all, not all of them. I have all from issue 7 on. The first 6 I do not have, but this is one of it's my favorite knitting magazine out there. Then I bought the book To Knit or Not to Knit. It was introduced on the Fruity Knitting podcast by the author, and it's a novel. It's not a knitting book. It's a novel, and I think it's going to be a fun read, and I'm going to talk more about it when I really had time to sit down with it. But yeah, I got this. I got it on Amazon. I got it as a used book for really cheap, and I couldn't see what was used on this, so it's in perfect condition. And now my 2 knitting books. I bought for myself Mittens from Around Norway. And it has really nice mittens and also gloves in here. The author is Nina Granlund Sæther, maybe. I do not speak Norwegian at all. But I'm just going to show you some things that are in here. These mittens, very different, you know. It's not, I do have the Selbuwater book that Patricia from Knitography talked about, but this has also non-colorwork mittens in here. So it's a really nice book. I'm definitely going to knit something from here. And then we're going to stay in Norway because my husband got me a wonderful knitting book for Valentine's Day. We do not do Valentine's. It's just, in Germany, no one really cares about Valentine's Day. It's just, yeah, it is. You maybe get flowers for your wife, but that's it. And we don't do flowers around here. You know, I get flowers if I want flowers. But the 14th of February is also our half anniversary because we started dating and also got married on August 14th. So February 14th is the halfway point. So I got this for a half anniversary Valentine's Day gift. It is hand knits from Norway. It says classic Norwegian motifs in modern knitting patterns for women and men. The pattern book is by Karen Marie Vinje, but it is a collection. So I fell in love with a few things in here. Just let me show you the contents. All of this is in this book. This is an amazing book. It was published first in 2010 in Norwegian, and in 2015 the English translation happened. So what I really like in here, there is a version of the Marius sweater in here. So if you are doing the Marius knit along with the Skein Your Knits podcast, here's a pattern for it in here. And so it has some classic, you know, knit up straight and straight sleeve attachment sweaters in here. It has some round yoke sweaters in here. It has a lot of accessories in here. I'm just trying to find one that I really like. So here's one that it has the same theme, the Selbu pattern, for knee highs, for 2 different pairs of socks, mittens and gloves. And I just really like this book. It has beautiful things in it. And it has a lot of dresses and tunics in there. that I really like because that is very much my style. No, where is it? I think this is a very sweet tunic. I would not do the drawstring because that's just not my style. But apart from that, I really like it. I like the shape of it and everything around it. I love this dress. It's beautiful. And the thing that I'm going to knit from this very soon is a cardigan that I can't find, of course, because here it is. I'm going to knit this cardigan. It is a steeked cardigan with a little bit of a colorwork motif on at the top in the yoke and a bit on the cuffs. The reason why I chose this one for my first project is because the pattern is very small, which means that you do not carry your yarn for a long amount of stitches. And it is also not a full-on colorwork sweater, but just a bit on top and a bit at the bottom. So I think I can do that. And the yarn they are using is a DK weight from Sandnes Garn. And I have a lot of Rowan felted tweed DK. And I think I might have enough to make this sweater. So this is what I have planned for the very near future is this cardigan in Rowan felted tweed. So if you are interested in colorwork at all, this book has cardigans, sweaters, tunics, cape. There's a cape in here. There are a ton of hats, lots of mittens, lots of socks. It just has everything. So this is a wonderful, wonderful book that I can highly recommend. Beautiful patterns. The patterns are very short. So it's not like an indie pattern that has 14 pages for a sweater. It is like maybe 1.5 pages for a sweater. So you have to think a lot with these, but you know, we all have a brain, so we can do this. For reading, listening, watching, I finished the Bed, Breakfast and Bones book, and I started the second book in the series, and I hope it's still here because I tried to put it there. Yes. It's called Doon Duck and the Dead Man. The books are by Carolyn L. Dean and is the Raven Cove Mysteries series. This is the second book in the series. It has 139 pages. So, you know, these books are very short and they read very quickly. So I have to go back to where I was. I was on chapter 16, I think. I just have to do this now because if I don't do it now, I will forget and then I just have no idea where I was. The chapters in this book are very short, which makes it for great evening reading, you know, when you're just a bit... Maybe I was at chapter 11. I'm not sure. So, I'm reading this, like I said, I'm reading mostly while I knit stockinette in the round or garter stitch. So, I love using my e-reader because that just allows me to read without having to flip pages and without having to make sure that the page does not get a life on its own and just flip over. So, yeah, that's what I'm reading. I am listening to the 4th book in the Harry Potter series, that's The Goblet of Fire, and I'm listening to it in the English version, which is narrated by Stephen Fry. And I love Stephen Fry. So this is the perfect audiobook for me. I've listened to it, I think, twice before, so nothing new here. I do not have sewing because I just didn't want to sew this week. I just didn't feel like it. And for everything else, I have one thing to talk about. My friend Catherine asked me if I would talk about the Flower Power Fund. And that is some people that got together and they asked 12 indie dyers in England if they would participate in their Flower Power Fund thing that they're doing. And the indie dyers, they come up with a colorway. And that colorway is available for 1 month of this year. And £3 of every sold skein go to the Marie Curie nurses that are nurses who deal with terminally ill patients. So it is a very good thing. It is a charity thing. And if you want to get involved, you just have to go to the Flower Power Fund Instagram page or their internet page, and you can check out who's the indie dyer of the month. You can get their yarn, and you know, it's a double win. You get yarn and you do something for charity. So I would recommend that you check this out. And that is everything that I have for this week. And I'm finally back to a shorter episode. That makes me happy. So I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to do the video about the sweater constructions right now. And if you are interested, you can watch it. And if not, just don't. I hope you all have a wonderful time. I will talk to you again very soon, hopefully again next week. And until I see you, enjoy everything you do. Bye.